Welcome to another episode of Bare Naked Women. I'm your co-host, Pamela Sorensen, with
Jen Sherman. I'm back. I know you guys all missed me like 2 weeks ago.
We missed you. We missed you, but we love Liz Stein as well.
Yeah. Oh, she's great. She's amazing.
So B&W is a show/podcast, an online community where we openly and candidly discuss how to flourish and thrive and feel fabulous from our insides to our outsides during this new normal. Every other week, because it was each week, but now we changed it to every other week, we share tips, tricks, advice, and ideas and solve problems on beauty and our overall health and wellness. So please join our conversation every other Tuesday, 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Facebook Live. Follow on social, and of course, please let us know what topics you want us to talk about. And with that, I turn it over to Jen.
Hey. So we have a very special guest on today. We're going to talk about some really cool stuff in regards to holistic nutrition, but I would love to welcome on a dear friend of mine, Cami Wolff. She is the CEO and founder of CANIS, which we're going to ask follow-up question what that means. But her motto for this year, and quite frankly, throughout the remainder of the pandemic, is feeling alive. And I think that's a great motto to have because I think that we're in a place in time where we're hopefully all in a sense of clarity and having gratitude for being healthy and alive. So Cami, welcome. It's going to be a fun show today.
Thanks for having me. I'm always excited to talk to you and excited to get to know Pamela a little better as well. But thanks for having me. And if my puppy pops in at any point, her name's Oslo.
Oslo. And also we have another puppy friend, right?
She's not here right now. I don't know when she's going to come popping into. She keeps hearing our voices over and over again. And her auntie Jen Sherman, she's going to come. She'll come walking in. So I still think you should get like a little fake dog to put next to you to have popped up.
Fake one. I can. No, you know what? I could probably do that. I think anything alive other than a plant. Not even actually, is good for me. But I'll get like a little creepy little guy in the back. Well, first off, because I know we're all thirsty, it's a Tuesday. Let's cheers.
Cheers. Yes.
I'm back to the martini game. I perfected it, quite frankly, in this pandemic.
By the way, I want you to see my beautiful red holiday nails gels that I just had done today. Oh, those are gorgeous.
Thank you. I thought they were like a hunter green, and they kind of appear to be black, but they are green.
That looks so cool.
Wait, hold on. I co-produce sometimes when I do this. Wait, let me see again. Ooh, I have something you like to call like half chipped nails. They're grayish. I actually paint them myself because I take off my other polish, but I'll be back at the salon probably before, we shut down. But awesome. So Cami, question for you.
Yes.
Your Instagram title is CANIS by Cami Wolff. What exactly, I should have brought my CANIS water bottle. What exactly does CANIS mean?
So CANIS is the genus species of a dog, right? So my last name is Wolff. So Canis lupus would be like the correct name if I was going to convert my last name into my business name, but I wanted to shorten it a little bit. So that's where Canis came from. So it's the genus species of a dog. My last name is Wolff.
I love that.
Powerful.
Yeah. I love that you put so much thought into that, and you have such a obviously you have a dog, and like you have a connection to dogs and with the last name being Wolff. But that's very clever. And I love it because also people are probably asking you, what does that mean?
They do. But a lot of people will just go like forever without acknowledging it. And then they'll be like, so I never really understood what that means. I'm like, well, you should have asked.
Well, it's funny because that's exactly why Pamela, that was like, she's such a little study bee. So she was like, we were talking last night and she's like, well, what does CANIS mean? I'm looking over her profile right now and I'm not really sure. She's like, let's break it all down. So next question is, you say we optimize your health and performance. What are some of the best practices that you've discovered that helps you for optimization?
Yeah. So I kind of look at optimization in a different way. And I think of optimization as like cognitive functioning, obviously being able to get things done efficiently, feeling really good in your body. I believe that when you feel really good, you're able to get a lot of things accomplished, right? So the first thing I look at when I work with clients is, okay, how is our nervous system health? Because if you're in a constant state of fight or flight, if you're in a stress response, you're actually really not that efficient. The brain doesn't function very well. And so what I like to initially do is help people to bring their nervous system back into a state of relaxation. And so a lot of that is coping mechanisms, medication. Not medication. Meditation. So you're heavily meditated as opposed to medicated. Self-care routines and establishing, change in behavior and habits.
So that to me sounds like the perfect recipe for every single person on the face of the planet, especially as of this. First was a pandemic, well, it is a pandemic, but now we're adjusting to this new normal. I'm curious. I mean, have you found with yourself and maybe even with your clients that it was one stage or one situation when they came to you or as they were your client and they were dealing with this in the beginning, and did it start to transform to something a little bit different now? And I ask that because I feel like even I have started to go, okay, this is the new normal. Things aren't quite as kooky for me now that when they were in March or April or May. So
yeah, well, I think like when the pandemic started, everyone was in a stress response. We really didn't know what a pandemic was. We didn't know what it was going to look like. We didn't know how we were going to thrive and function in a pandemic. And so a lot of, at the beginning, it was people like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can work with you anymore. Like, I need to like pull back on my finances and all these sort of, obviously financial constraints, because obviously being a wellness practitioner, that is an extra in people's lives, right? So,
which it shouldn't be, but yes.
Yeah. So like, I have definitely seen a spike in, or a pick back up in, just, I have multiple revenue streams. So like client work has specifically picked up a lot lately because people are realizing that their immune systems aren't functioning optimally. And when we have a virus in our midst, like the most important thing right now is for your immune system to be able to fight off anything that is going to potentially weaken your immune system and make you potentially more susceptible to a viral load, or having a virus, or getting coronavirus.
It's so true, because I mean, frankly, I probably, if it wasn't the pandemic, I mean, we've done our breath work together and some of the more of the mind work, but not of like the actual holistic body work. Yeah. And I think of just like being healthy, having that routine of working out, having that routine of taking the good supplements. Like we all know I love my wine. So Cami prescribed me, not prescribed, that's not the right word. Cami recommended.
I suggest.
Yeah, you recommend, because you can't say it's prescribed unless we have a Dr. Wolff on top of that. Yeah, but she recommended something that like, I have like a great little cocktail of supplements that is, but I wouldn't have probably taken that or been actually consistent with taking the supplements and having that if it wasn't for the pandemic. But having said that, I think the pandemic has activated a lot of our country to take better care of themselves, which in the long run, given the, obviously terrible death rate of that the virus is causing at the moment, in the long run, we'll be healthier because we'll be more, in tune with our bodies and how we need to nourish it.
Yeah. Well, going back to what Pamela was saying earlier, of like, how are things different from the beginning of the pandemic to now? Well, at the beginning of the pandemic, people were like, give me all the alcohol. And now that everyone's gained like 30 pounds and they're feeling like disgusting, they're like, oh shit, my liver really is not functioning very well. And, Jen's done my liver cleanses, but when your main control system is not functioning optimally, your whole entire body is not going to be working very well, right? So yeah, like that's just one funny thing that's kind of shifted as people are like, okay, I got to stop drinking as much. And I need to start looking at like how to stay healthy for the long term, because your mental health also suffers when you're imbibing a little too much, right? So yeah, I forgot what you asked me.
Oh, no, it's all holistic. Yeah, it was the holistic aspect.
Yeah.
So like going back to like what is holistic nutrition, like I think of holistic as taking in the whole spectrum of wellness. So like wellness isn't just like what you eat or the thoughts you think or how you move, but it's also your physical environment. It's your spiritual health. It's your mental and emotional health. There's various components of wellness. And the way I look at it is, I like to work with people who are creating large impact in whatever industry they are in. I believe that those people need to be functioning really, really well because they're making a lot of big decisions. They're typically running huge teams. They're kind of like the one that everyone is looking up to. So if they're not exhibiting good habits, the trickle down effect to looking at your team isn't going to be a very optimized team. So I think of self-care as a really selfless act. And I think that people at the top of their organizations need to be keeping themselves the healthiest because it's an example to the rest of the team. And in turn, like if you're impacting an industry greatly, you're affecting the world in such a vast way that we need you really, really healthy.
Yes. I mean, I was one of those people who never cooked and grabbed everything on the run and ate out all the time. And I depended upon any other kitchen to give me my nutrition. And once over the past couple of months, I started, March, April, whatever, I started to realize I'm like, oh, well, I need to actually cook for myself. And ordering out I didn't have control of the fat, the salt, the oils, all of those things. And also I was like, oh, that's going to be really, really, really expensive. So let me just and then I was like, oh, everything's frozen food. I was like, oh, I'm going to like do chips. And then I was like, anyway, so everybody knows that my cholesterol went, and I got to tell you, I felt crappy. I felt so crappy. And I was like, well, I'm feeding myself. I'm fueling myself. So I must be okay. But the food that I was actually making for myself was really, really bad. So I felt sluggish in my head. I felt sluggish in my body. I wasn't like all the bad things. And then I flipped it and started really becoming much more cognizant of the food that I was making for myself and putting into my body, because to your point of, it has a lot to do with this.
Totally. I mean, one, thank you for supporting small business and restaurants, because we did need that. We still need that, right? But two, restaurant food just by nature has a lot of salt, fat, and sugar, right? And so, when you think of the liver gets bogged down when we eat too much fat. So like if we are eating, fat, the liver is first processing the fat. And it doesn't then have time to process all the other things that is being, toxins that are coming into your environment, alcohol, right? So it gets really tired and sluggish. And when our liver gets sluggish, our cognitive functioning gets sluggish. So it's kind of it just, builds up on each other. But I think the one thing that I've noticed to be so powerful during the pandemic is that consistency. So whether or not you were consistent on like maybe eating at restaurants too often, right? Or consistent on the other side of like, I was like, you know what, I'm not going to go out to eat during the pandemic. I really took the first, 3-4 months to only cook at home. And just by changing that, I lost like 15 pounds.
Same.
Right. Yeah. And I'm someone who is like super into health and wellness, but I ate out a lot because I love going out. I love the local food scene. Like that is my thing. But because I no longer was doing that every other night, I lost 15 pounds, which is a lot, right?
That's a lot for you. You're a tiny person. That's a lot.
Yeah, I know, which was like kind of surprising, but it really was just the consistency, and also consistency with working out, because I started doing like in apartment workouts, which I was never a big fan of before.
And so much cheaper. I mean, frankly, like the way that you could just use your space. I know it's like we get kind of the four walls that we live in. It's a lot, but at the same, like, you know, we probably get a little antsy, but same to that is I always thought that it was sometimes like the drinking and the whatever. I mean, it is the cocktails, because you have, so if you combine like the sugary cocktail with and I always thought to myself, you know, it's a Wednesday. I've been out and about all day, really haven't eaten that much. I'm going to have my Caesar salad and French fries and a big old Manhattan, maybe 2, maybe 3. And then I get home and I wake up the next day and my face is bloated and I'm like, what is going on? Why am I so bloated all the time? And then I take that, then stay inside for months, go into lockdown, and I'm still, you know, I'm still, you know, we would always cook, and it was probably more meat than I wanted to eat at the time. I'm not doing that anymore because I'm back, you know, living alone. But I would have cocktails. Like I would have just like wine or just have like straight up whiskey. And I was like, why? I was like, I'm still drinking a fair amount, but my face is not bloated anymore and I've lost weight. It's because of all that like extra stuff, to Pamela's point of what she knows, what she's putting. She knows that she's putting a little dash of salt or a little dash of well, she's not eating cheese right now, but
kind of am a little bit.
Oh, you got back. I don't know. Like, I mean, frankly, but the weird part is I know Pamela's eating habits. I think that's more of the situation that could be more weird on that. But that's the whole thing, is that, again, I love restaurants. I live for the scene. This is not a diss against restaurants. This is like, I think we're just being able, we were living in this life of like consumption so much and this like luxury, that now we're on the opposite spectrum, and now we're really understanding what moderation is.
Totally. I this is insane, and I'm almost embarrassed to say this, but I paid off $6,000 to $7,000 in debt from not going to restaurants.
Girl, I mean, I feel like, honestly,
I mean, it's kind of sad.
Or Ubers, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's,
well, yes, and the point of what we're talking about, like obviously like the types of food.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about, I mean, I'm kind of like the early bird special now because I'm like 5 o'clock, time to eat my dinner.
I would totally pass. I have my goldfish right now. If I like keep snacking away,
I'll have like little things throughout the day. But I know that I would have my dinners because we'd be eating out. We wouldn't sit down until 8 or 9 o'clock.
Which also is with your digestive system. I've noticed the later I eat, I'll be in the middle of the night and I'm like, oh, this is terrible. I feel disgusting right now.
Well, you'll find that if you notice, if you're someone who wakes up in between the hours of 2 and 4 a.m.,
always
typically a sign that your liver is working a little too hard.
Uh-oh.
Sorry. So what, you know.
Wait, what does that mean?
It just means that your liver's talking to you.
Mm-hmm.
It's saying like, hey, girlfriend, maybe drink like some extra water before you go to bed. Maybe drink some extra lemon water in the morning. You know, can you have a little less fat before you go to bed, depending on, you know, what you're eating. But I would have to look at your diet a little bit closer. But
I mean, you could just assume that I eat like whole wheat pasta every single night with a vegetable.
Yeah, I mean, there are a number of things you can do to get your liver back into prime time. But which, you know, you've done my liver cleanses.
I might have to do one of those.
No, they're actually kind of fun. I can't do 9 days though. I mean, I probably could. I would probably want to do like 4 days. I could do like 5. I have like to do 5. I mean, I felt great. And I will say, when I did Cami's liver cleanse, and I'm not saying like taking this to a dark place, but it is in a place where like my grandmother passed away the night I started it. And I'm like, if you think about something where that's like the time where you probably would want to indulge in candy, indulge in like these like whatevers. But I was like, no, I actually liked it so much because I actually could feel my feelings and like feel like just so clear and having such clarity. And I'm not saying it's a lifestyle to have every single day. I think it's a really important cleanse to do so you can just understand like the other side of it, right? Like that's all about the moderation, but giving your body that break is really important. And like, that's why also I just really think that it's important. Like, I mean, I don't think I could ever do like the whole 30 just because it's too much. It's too long for me. I'd rather do spurts. Like, can we do one soon, Cami? Like, when's the next cohort?
The next cohort's going to be in January.
Right. Count me in. Cause like, why not? Right. Like YOLO 2021.
Well, I find that, the reason why I like cleansing, I mean, cleansing goes back to being like a sacred art of introspection and slowing down and really taking the time to see how what we do makes us feel. Right. And so that's why I like it so much. I mean, yes, like you feel good, you look good, your skin glows, you might slim up a little bit. I mean, mostly it's inflammation and like excess lymphatic fluid that kind of leaves your body. But it's the clarity that you get cognitively that is so, for me, like worth it. Like I feel so intuitive. I get quiet and I hear, the whispers of the roars of my soul. Right. So that's why I like it. It's something to get, I don't know, more connected to things that are bigger than ourselves.
Okay. I'm going to put a pin in that or a bell.
Ooh, I like that.
We want to go to our Flourishing 5, but I kid you not, I want to learn more about the cleanse, and maybe we can put that information in the show notes.
Yeah, I honestly, I wasn't even going to talk about the cleanse, but it just kind of.
Well, it's as an avid customer, and a client, I can't not. That's the first cleanse I've actually done. Any risks, not risks, that's not the right word. Anything that I've kind of like exceeded my limit or have done things outside of my comfort zone of what I would want to do is probably with Cami. So I'm just saying, shout out.
I love it. Well, I also think from the standpoint that January is a month where so many people are like, oh, sober January, I'm doing a cleanse in January. So for people who really just want to like clean out their 2020 out of them, I think it'd be a great, we want to learn what are some of our options that we can.
Totally. Well, I should probably, you're making me realize I need to set the date and start marketing, but thank you for that.
Oh God.
Well, I'm in, so it's fine.
Jen, maybe we can do this together because I will go insane. I will not be a normal person. Maybe better think about this.
I want to see what emotions come up for you.
Do we really?
I think Pamela should totally do the cleanse. Like Pamela, come on, we're in it together,
This is going to be a social experiment that should not be.
Yes. And then we'll have a podcast tell all afterwards, and you'll be like, so Cami, I love you.
I'm a totally different person.
Yeah, I told you. See, no, do that noise that you did before, like remember before you got on?
Nope. But I do know that noise, and that noise is the beginning of what we like to call our Flourishing 5. The Flourishing 5. Now, Jen and I, as your co-host, we just back and forth just one. Because if we did 5 and 5, we'd be here all night, which would be wonderful for us, but probably not so great for you because I know you have so many other things to do. But our guest always does have 5 products that help her to thrive and flourish, just like the theme that we have, whether they're beauty products or anything else that she suggests and endorses. So we are going to let Cami go first since she is our guest. What?
Oh, okay. So the first one I have tonight is this is a Gua Sha tool.
Can you hold that a little closer to the camera? Okay.
It's a Gua Sha. So Gua Sha is like a technique where you drain like different parts of your lymph system in your face. And so it can be used for like, I don't know, I guess like sculpting, but it's really to move like excess fluid out. So like your lymph drains in here. And so you like use it and you put lotion on first or soap and you kind of sculpt it. A lot of like people will use it for like anti-wrinkle and for longevity, stuff like that.
That's amazing.
I want that.
I left notes.
I'm ordering that. Where do we get that?
So I got this one from Abria Skincare. They're a local business to Portland, Maine, which is where I grew up, and I love their stuff. I think Emily had spoken about some of their products too, but this is about $15 online. If you were to get it on Goop, it'd be like $60. So go to Abira because they are super rad and a small business.
I love that. I love supporting small business. And all of a sudden I'm like, I'm thinking about doing this on my belly. Will it get rid of all the excess?
Oh yeah. I mean, if you want to take this to the next level, like you should get a lymph massage.
Oh, mm-hmm. Wait, is it Abira Cosmetics?
It's Abira Skincare.
Is it? Wait, how do you spell it?
Abura.
Abura. Is it inappropriate that I'm like, just gonna might be ordering this right now because I love a good.
Yeah.
Get me one.
We also have one that's like triangle shaped that I really like as well, but I dropped that in the bathtub and it broke.
Is it kind of like that? I've seen the roller. Is it
similar to a jade roller, but it's a little different. You have a little more control as to like the lines, the contour.
And the directions as to, you don't want to all of a sudden be like, whoa, my God.
Yeah. So you have to keep at like a soft angle. You don't want to be like super hard. Someone who is really incredible at like sharing how to do this. Her name is like Britta. I think it's like Britta Skincare on Instagram. I think she has a company called Ritual. Let me just look it up. Gua Sha.
Wait, is it the wood? Not the olive wood scoop, no.
Yeah, her name is Studio. It's Studio Britta. She teaches you how to use Gua Sha tools on her Instagram. She's incredible. I didn't buy this from her, but I like her stuff.
I love this.
Oh, the mountain.
I think we are going to be lymph sculpted out the next time we are on. I have a feeling. Well, Jen, that brings us to you.
I'll be right back. I have to get mine.
Okay. In the meantime,
I'm right here.
Oh, okay. I don't know where you were going. Where are you going? Am I doing mine, or are you coming back? Okay, you're coming back.
So, I mean, I actually have an Abura project. Oh, a Abura product that CANIS with Camille. So this is the lymph detox oil. So I have like a really weird thing with lymph nodes. Like I have like swollen lymph nodes sometimes or glands over here, just because I know my body's fighting an infection. So I really don't like them. So I think this is a great product because it's just something I put it on after the shower, before I moisturize. And you have this nice little brush, thanks to Cami. And I just rub it on my legs, my arms, and everywhere. I've used it a couple times. I'm putting it into my routine, but it's great because frankly, and Cami can tell me, really give you the benefits of it, but it really just feels great on the skin.
Totally. So our lymph system controls, well, it doesn't control anything, but a lymph system is in various parts of the body. It's all over the body. We have lymph nodes in here. We have lymph nodes under our armpits, the back of our knees. We have them in our groin. We have them in our stomach, right? And so, especially right here. So you want
here.
Yeah, here. You want to keep the lymph system moving. It has a large impact on how the immune system functions. And so keeping your lymph system healthy really helps to keep all your other systems healthy. Our lymph system can often get stuck because it is, a fluid that is over other parts of our body. So it's a very gentle system. You have to touch it very lightly. Like getting a regular hard pressure massage is actually not how you move the lymph. The lymph is moved very slowly. So dry brushing is a great technique. You dry brush towards the heart, and that helps to get things moving.
Interesting, because I will say something just to interrupt. I know we're like Such a I think I'm learning. I think Pamela's learning too, and that's why we're like asking so many questions. So, when I always get like a hard, before the pan, and when I did get massages, not that often. When I would get massages, like it didn't really. It was like too much. Where it was like I felt like things would come up after it because it was just like such pressure, and I'm like, is that kind of what you're alluding to?
So like, I think deep tissue massage is great. It's just not what supports the lymph system.
Okay. It's something else. It's
like if you get a lymph massage, it is like gentle touch. Like I had one last week, and it's just very different, right? I mean, I can't say if it's better or worse than like a regular massage. I think all massage is amazing because it brings your body back into that parasympathetic mode, that relaxed state. That's where healing occurs. So I don't want to discourage you from getting a massage because massages are amazing. It's just a different system that it's supporting.
My favorite part about getting massage is how much I have to pee afterwards.
Right? Well, you're releasing a lot.
I was like,
that fluid is just leaving you.
It's just, I'm like, I am detoxifying, and I didn't have to do anything but just lay on a bed.
Exactly. I love massage.
I should probably do that. Wait, so Pamela, you want to give your?
Yes. Okay, so this is kind of a special one because this is called BOP Bursting Bubbles, BOPP. Abby Bopp is the founder, and she is, I got to read this, a Marine enlisted veteran who now is serving on active duty as a command naval officer, as a U.S. Navy captain. So the reason why I'm saying how cool this is because she's got this adorable company, which I'm going to put this here like this. She hand makes these soaps. She's in, she's somewhere in Northern Virginia, and it's an adorable company, woman owned, obviously military woman owned. This smells so good. She's in Ashburn, Virginia, and the ingredients, it's all natural, like oils of olive, coconut, sweet almond, avocado, castor oil, cocoa butter, mica, essential oil, and fragrance oil. So this is really sweet. So I like supporting a woman-owned business. And on top of that, look how cute this is. She made this too. This is a little soap. I'm like, this little it smells so good. It smells so good.
Do you like, okay, here's my thing. I feel like with some soap like that, I would just leave it out. Like I wouldn't want to use it because it's just so pretty.
Well, this one I'm probably going to leave it out. I actually have a nice little dish that I put it on because, that's like the stuff that I do next to my tub. But this I'm going to use. I mean, I'm using this thing. And I can just buy more. What's the point of not? Just like wine. Soap and wine are made to be used. I mean, wine is made to be drunk, and soap is made to be used, not to be looked at. In fact, maybe tonight I will be using it.
You definitely don't want to
in the bathtub.
In the bathtub, yes.
Cami, number 2.
My number 2 is adrenal support.
That totally reminds me.
I threw out the bottle, but these are what they look like. Okay. So essentially, these are a blend of different adaptogenic herbs that help to bring your nervous system back into a state of relaxation. So for my high stress individuals, pretty much all my clients are on this because pretty much all my clients are high stress driven, types of individuals. So if your cortisol is too high, it helps to bring your cortisol back into balance. If you have one hormone that's fluctuating up here, it helps to bring it back into balance. If you have a hormone that's too low, it helps to bring it back into balance. So an adaptogenic herb means that whether or not your hormones are high or low, it helps to bring them back into that equilibrium.
Love that.
So I'm fascinated by that for many, many reasons. And I want to talk more with you offline about that. But one of the things that was brought up to me during the time of the beginning of the pandemic, when a bunch of us got sick in March, the cortisol it's like our immune systems, and it was a whole group of us throughout that I knew of. I knew like 6 or 7 other people.
Yeah.
Super high, high functioning, high stress, high, all of those things, just burned out, but we wouldn't stop.
Yeah.
And we all got sick at the same time.
Yeah.
And I was wondering if that had, I mean, obviously
totally
magic thing, but like the cortisol thing, something about the cortisol was brought up.
Yeah. I mean, well, when you're in a constant state of fight or flight, your immune system is not functioning optimally. So, you know, why it makes sense that you get sick when you get run down and you get tired. So a lot of times you'll notice that you're going, and then all of a sudden you go on vacation and your body has a moment to relax and then you get sick.
Yep. Yes. Yes.
So we want to soften that. We want to like slow that down before you get to that point. And so the adrenal support is really good at, I always say it helps you pause before you react.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That's really cool. Okay. For you and Cami, number 3 out of 5. Let's go.
So I would have to say my Biomat. I have a Biomat. It's like a rectangle mat that I lay on. I plug it into the wall and it has far infrared beams coming out of it. I guess, I don't know, you wouldn't call them beams, but it's a far infrared mat with amethyst crystals that help to promote circulation and relaxation. It's one of those wellness tools or biohacking things I have that reminds me to relax. So, you know, I will sleep on it. I will meditate on it. I will just, you know, put it behind my back when I'm taking calls during the day. And it really reminds me to be present.
Is that the one that you put on like when we did the breath work?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's crack. Where
do you get something like this?
I got mine from a retailer at a functional medicine doctor's office, but you can order them online. They're from this company called Ridgeway. We'll put it in
we'll definitely put this all in the show notes. I am Christmas listing for myself.
Yeah, there's a lot of different types out there. I love the one I have. You know, I think,
love yours. I was just like, I'm literally like going back to that moment when,
when I tried one on, I had like, energy work years ago and I lied on one while I had the energy work and I went to a completely different state and I was like, oh my God, what was that? And so ever since then, I really wanted one. And a couple Christmases ago, I got this. So I'm a big fan.
I love it. I love it.
It is sensational. I can vouch for it. I was like, can we just do the Biomat the whole time? I was like, can we do Biomat? I'll like do the whole breath work thing, but I really was like, let me just get on that bad boy.
You and all of my other clients, would be like, well, I really miss the in-person. I'm like, no, you really miss the Biomat.
You're like, get your own. Number 4.
Let's see, my Berkey water filter.
Ooh, oh my God, that's so clutch. I love your water filter. I was like, that
I've
is
never
like
heard of such a thing.
So a Berkey water filter is essentially helps to filter out any pharmaceuticals, any petrochemicals, any junk that's in your water. I have a 4-part filtration system. So it's like a charcoal filter along with, you know, a bunch of other stages that essentially give you the best tasting water ever. Most of my friends that come over end up getting one because they can really taste the difference in their water.
It's so good. It's so good. It's like wine, honestly.
So I always joke, like one day I'll be a water sommelier.
That fits you so well.
Yeah, because I can taste, like, if you give me tap water, I'm like, I know. I mean, I won't say anything, but I can taste the difference.
So obviously this is better than the Britta filter that I use.
Hell yeah. And there's no plastic in this. So it's all stainless steel, which is definitely what you want. And yeah, a whole house system is nice too. But if you don't want to invest in a whole house system, you want to have, you know, something sit on top of your counter. I mean, I can't speak more highly of this filter. It's, you know, it's not the most modern looking thing in the world. I would say it's
kind of cool. It's kind of like mid-century modern, in my opinion.
I'm definitely getting it.
Yeah, when you have a modern house and you have that sitting on your countertop, it can cause some issues. But I like it. I love it. It's definitely worth it.
All right, Christmas keeps on coming.
I don't think I've Googled this many products in an interview as I'm doing now. Like I have like tabs open.
I'll give you my link for the Berkey filter because I can hook you guys up a little bit.
And a little bit of lemon, and maybe some cucumber with that.
Yeah, you want some spa water? Girl, I got you some spa water.
I feel like when I come to yours, like I'm in a spa. I'm just in a spa, you know?
Look at it. I've got a plant wall. I'm trying to make my 4 walls a Zen den.
It is a Zen den. It is. It really is. And I love, oh God, when I remember we went over to yours and you had that, like, I was like, what? This spread is just so colorful. It's healthy. I love it.
If I have you over for the evening, you will eat well.
You always
I'm coming over.
Yeah.
Oh, and Pamela does not say that. She does not leave her house. You must have made an impression, Cami. You must have made an impression.
I want the water. I want everything. I want to lie down on that mat. And hi, baby girl. Hello. Okay, number 5.
Well, I have 2 things left, but I'll tell you about both of them, but I'm just gonna show you one more.
Okay. Oh, the roller.
Oh, I want one of those for you.
I also have a Theragun, which
what
that?
Turn it on, Cami, turn it on.
Oh my God.
The foam roller, you know, that's your like $20 object. That's your like accessible wellness. It's super easy. I have foam rolling tutorials available. If you want them, I'll send you it so people can check it out. But foam roller is amazing if you work out. If you are not working out and you're just sitting a lot, you need a foam roll. The Theragun's amazing. It's not an inexpensive tool, but it's really fun. I mean, it's one of those things that really breaks down the muscles. Mm-hmm. I'm not 100% convinced that like it's that great for you because like breaking apart the muscles at that rapid of a speed, like I just don't know, but it feels really good. So I'm here for it.
Hey,
thank you for that. Thank you for that. Like sub bullet, you know, just to make sure that our viewers are not like you can try this at home, but I don't know if it's exactly FDA or whatever approved.
Yeah. Like what I like to think of like wellness in a lot of different ways is like, well, when it comes to biohacking, I mean, health and wellness is different, but like biohacking is kind of like experimentation on yourself, right? So like you don't really know like if pulverizing your muscles is going to be good for you for the long term.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm okay with that though. Like I'm okay with experimenting. I'll let you know in 30 years.
Like, okay, so FYI, I can barely like walk sometimes, or like, you know, I have these weird things in my arms. I'm not sure what it's from, but listen, it felt really good at the time.
Yeah. Kind of sounds like the 90s and the aughts for me. Wink, wink. So what is next on our agenda?
So next on the agenda is what is your, well, I mean, since we're on just like the slew of self-care, what is your go-to ritual for self-care? I mean, I'm sure it ebbs and flows on days, but like, what's your fave?
My fave is meditating on my Biomat. I mean, I meditate like it's going out of style because I have to. Like, I mean, that's just how I can't function. I mean, I can, but I'm just not the best version of myself unless I've cleared my mind for the day. And I love to meditate. Super transformational. I mean, I feel silly saying that, but it really is my medicine.
Well, I love that you recognize that as something that is not like, oh, this is something really cool and you should do it because it's really cool, but you do it authentically because it helps you, and that's you, and that's for you, not just because it's some trend.
Totally. I mean, I think a lot of people think they can't meditate, but I would encourage people to begin to explore that you can't not meditate.
Well, here's the thing. I was like, my mom was like, Jen, you should do TM. I'm like, too much. I was like, I don't need to do TM. I mean, again, nothing against TM. Like, I don't need to do TM. I really just need to download the Peloton app and just like
let's start with that.
Yeah. And also, like, sleep meditation's amazing. I use Insight Timer and the Peloton app to like if when my liver doesn't like me between 2 and 4 when it's talking to me, I'm like, shut up. I'm going to put on my Peloton app, or I'm going to put on Insight Timer and just like get back into it. So, I mean, we have a question from the audience. From Liz. How do you recommend starting a commitment to meditation? It is so overwhelming.
Yeah. So I always tell people, start with 5 minutes. Start with thinking outside of the box of meditation. So let go of what you think meditation is supposed to look like, and put away your phone and go for a walk outside.
Yeah.
Take 10 minutes to actually be present while you're doing one thing. That is meditation. If you were to eat your breakfast and not have any distractions and be really present with your food and look at it and smell it and get really into it, that is a meditation practice. So we like to, as like driven, go individuals, we're like, okay, and from 10 to 10:30, I'm going to meditate. And then from 10:30 to 8 p.m., I'm going to be like a bat out of hell. Actually, if you were to just, take some time and be present while you're driving, or you're present while you're walking to the meeting, or you're present in between your 10 minutes between a Zoom call, that is the best form of meditation.
I have done that with folding laundry.
Hell yeah.
It is like, and just like touching and feeling and concentrating. And it's, I mean, I don't know how much time has gone by, but it's like I've all of a sudden made like this bubble, and I turn off everything. I'm not talking to anybody, and it's quiet, and I just concentrate on just folding the laundry. And so that's like some sort of form. That's not my ritual or regimen, because I'm not necessarily the meditative type. Jen, did you already go? Because I have mine. I'm excited about mine. See, this is my problem. See, I'm not a meditative type. I'm like,
no, but the meditation gives you the time to be like,
I know.
Because it clears all the other shit out of your mind.
Yeah. I gotta do clearinghouse.
We'll work on it. You're doing great.
Thank you. Okay, can I go?
Hell yeah.
Okay, so I found this in my library, my Zen den. This is an oldie but a goodie. Don't sweat the small stuff. Oldie. The reason why I'm going to reread this is because I put into practice. I've had some issues that has to do with my dog over the past month, and when you have something really big that's lingering in your life, or you're going through something, you start realizing that there's little things that, whether personally or professionally, that would irk me so much, and they would just build up and build. It's like the, death by 1,000 paper cuts, or like the pinpricks of life. I could not get over little stupid things. Like, why wouldn't the wheel on this car turn? I would get so angry and just so frustrated, and it would just like, and then on top of that, something else wouldn't happen. So, little, and it would just build up. And I've started to put into practice like all like little things, just little things, little scratch here, little whatever here, like people canceling on something. Not that big of a deal. Not that big of
Oh my God, I'm so proud of you, Pamela.
you know how I was. I was like,
I think we're still working on it. I think it's a journey, but I think you've gotten better. Yes.
I'm a lot better than I used to be.
We're all here for the journey. It doesn't have to be
It's
perfect.
all a journey. That's the whole thing. It's not black and white, Pamela. Remember, you always say that to me. It's not black and white. Today, I like peanut butter. Well, I always love peanut butter. Tomorrow, I might not like peanut butter.
Yeah. Like some days I'm like, oh, I feel so zen. And some days I'm like, I hate everyone.
Oh my God, 2 weeks ago, Cami, when like I think the whole universe, or at least like just me and you and like Emily were like, why is everything so heavy and emotional this week? Like, it's not like even anything was really going on. It was just like, this is a lot, and I don't really like anyone right now. You know,
I feel very deeply as a human, and sometimes it's hard to be here.
It is. So that's why we meditate. Okay, mine. Because I didn't think about this beforehand. Oh, you know what? Actually, honestly, I love music. Like, I really like music, and like, I would say, even today, I was on the Pell, and I was just like, I think I had more fun dancing than riding, because it's like a song and nostalgia comes up, and you just kind of go back to that feeling, and you're just dancing and like getting into it. I mean, people probably on the canal think I'm crazy every single day, or my neighbors downstairs, because I'm like literally yelling and grunting. So it's like a combination of singing, grunting, and then also like dancing. So they might think a psychopath that like lives upstairs, or like whatever, I was like feeling it. And so I would say like music is a remedy for the soul.
Agree 100%.
So I don't know if Liz is still tuning in, but we were definitely shaking it today.
What's your favorite song right now?
Oh God, that's such a great question. I mean, there's so many of them. You know what? What's that one? I'll tell you something that's kind of been in my feels. I heard in a movie that I was watching the other day, Bound for the Floor by Local H. I'll just play it for a second.
Okay.
It's more like a 90s jam.
Oh, okay.
Wait for the beginning. I like that one right now. That's my repeat.
Well, can you send that to me after? I'm always looking for something new.
You've also retro.
Angry, so just saying, like, if you're in like kind of an angry mode, and I was like, this is a really good one. Oh my gosh. And then Cody Rick, like, Peloton's my answer every week. But Cody freaking Rigsby. I mean, I was struggling a bit this morning because I had a whole situation with my couch last night. And I like listened to Cody this morning, and he was just talking about Lunchables and like him in the car with his mom Cindy listening to this song. I forgot, not this song, a different song on repeat. And it was just funny, like kind of like nice nostalgia to like relate to like an instructor who like went through the same experience as you when you were little. I mean, that's where my head's at right now.
Good. I think we all have to have that outlet, that connection, if you will.
Yeah, I need a Biomat.
I'm really excited.
So nice.
I'm so excited, Cami, that you came on and shared with us what my credit card bill is going to be looking like over the next 24 hours or maybe 1 hour. I just can't wait to try all of these things. I'm super excited.
Oh, we have to get her into. Oh no, you know what goal is 2021? Pamela's coming on this cleanse.
Oh, hell yeah.
I mean, we could be so fun. It would be like amazing.
Let's get everyone on the cleanse. I just want to optimize everyone's brains so we can all start thinking really, really clearly.
It's not about this. It is about this.
It's all about what we want. And it's totally about tapping into your purpose. More people that are living their highest self and in their purpose, the better the world is going to be.
Well, I don't think there's a better message to end upon than exactly what you said, Cami. And I am so grateful that you came on. We're so grateful you came on.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me. This was really fun. You guys are, you know, as you can see, you've made me smile quite a lot. I'm going to have to.
With those beautiful red lipsticks.
Yeah, I'm going to have to rest my cheeks later.
You know, we got it's all about that commitment to the skin, you know.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Gua Sha these lines out.
Oh yes,
the gua sha. I just can't wait because I hate swollen lymph nodes. It really freaks me out, especially in the middle of the night between 2 and 4.
Yeah.
So that's that. Wait, so Cami, where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at CANIS _with Camille. You can also find me on my website at caniswithcamille.com, or you can email me at camille@caniswithcamille.com.
And then also, real quick little shout out. I'm pretty sure people can subscribe to a new show.
Oh yeah. So I just started a podcast. It's called Triggered to Life. It chronicles entrepreneurs, thought leaders, people in the wellness space who have been quote unquote triggered to life, have gone through dark nights of the souls, those moments that really make you question a lot of things. So we dive into those stories and talk to people and kind of follow their journey through and on the way back up to living a life to feel more alive.
I love it. I love it so much. I'm going to end this because I love playing music. And this one I actually have rights to somewhat because Kat is a friend, so I can do this. But I'm going to just end this with a nice peaceful song about the ocean.
I don't know are we supposed to be like listening and dancing or?
It's never the same.
Right.
Well, with that, ladies and gentlemen, because I know there's some men out there that are watching us, thank you so much for joining us for yet another episode of Bear, BEAR, Naked Women. We are off next week. As I mentioned before, we're doing every other week. So on Tuesday, December 15th, we're going to be at 5:30 Eastern. It's going to be our special holiday edition. Guest to be announced. And then 2 weeks after that, it's going to be our special New Year's edition. So get ready for that. I feel like there's going to be some sparkles. Jen's wearing sparkles anyhow. Things that are like glitter. I don't know. But
fur, you know, fox fur.
Fox fur. Thank you so much for coming on our show. And until next time.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Peace, love, bear, naked women.